At the beginning of the 21st century, the outlines of a new global conflict began to emerge, but there were no tanks or aircraft carriers involved. This time, the weapons were the economy, technology, and artificial intelligence. One side was the United States, the leader of the Western world, the one who started this century with the highest GDP in history and the most advanced weaponry on the planet. And on the other side was China, that eastern dragon that had slept for centuries. Suddenly awoke with force. It managed to transform itself from a poor developing country, clinging to tradition, to the world's factory, producing half of the world's products, and then turned into a fierce competitor seeking to control the future. China's emergence as a superpower brought with it a series of challenges and tensions with the United States. The growth of China's economy has been nothing short of spectacular. Over the past few decades, it has become the second largest economy in the world, trailing only the United States. This rapid economic growth has allowed China to invest heavily in various sectors, including the military, technology, and infrastructure. For example, China has developed a sophisticated surveillance system using facial recognition and artificial intelligence. This system has raised concerns about privacy and human rights, particularly after the implementation of the so-called social credit system, which assigns a numerical score to each citizen based on their behavior and social media activity. Such actions have led many Western countries, including the United States, to accuse China of engaging in unfair trade practices and stealing intellectual property. In response, China has implemented policies aimed at supporting domestic industries, such as the Made in China 2025 initiative, which seeks to upgrade the country's manufacturing capabilities. In 2018, the fuse of the trade war ignited. Washington imposed tariffs on hundreds of billions of Chinese goods. Beijing responded in kind. Markets tumbled, stock prices fell, but the conflict didn't stop with the economy. A more dangerous issue emerged: technology. Huawei, the Chinese telecommunications giant, became a symbol of this conflict. Washington accused Huawei of espionage and threatened to cut it off from American chips. Beijing considers this an attempt to break its will and control the future of the 5G network, which will determine the future of the network. Who controls the world's technology? In 2020, a health crisis broke out in the world. Originating in China, some countries blamed China for the crisis and took retaliatory measures against it. The pandemic also highlighted the interdependence of the global economy and the vulnerability of supply chains as the world grappled with the health crisis. China emerged as a major player in vaccine diplomacy, supplying vaccines to countries around the world. This move has strengthened its ties with many nations and enhanced its reputation as a responsible global citizen. In recent years, China has engaged in a massive military modernization program, expanding its arsenal of advanced weapons and increasing its defense budget. This has raised concerns among neighboring countries and the United States about China's growing military power and its potential threat to regional stability. One of the most contentious issues in the South China Sea, where China has asserted its sovereignty over disputed islands and reefs, leading to increased tensions with countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia. China's actions in the region have been seen as a challenge to the rules-based international order and have raised concerns about the potential for conflict. Today, the conflict between the two dragons has become more than just trade. It's a struggle for leadership in the 21st century. Who has the strongest economy? Who controls technology? And who writes the rules of the coming world order? The world is watching, and everyone is wondering, will this conflict remain a Cold War? Or will the first spark ignite a confrontation that could change the face of the entire planet? While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: the relationship between China and the United States will continue to be a defining feature of the global political economy in the 21st century. The clash between these two superpowers will play out on multiple fronts, from trade and technology to security and diplomacy. The outcome of this clash will have profound implications for the future of the world order and the well-being of billions of people as we navigate this complex and rapidly changing landscape. It is essential that we stay informed and engaged. By understanding the forces shaping our world and by working together across borders and cultures, we can help ensure a more stable and prosperous future for all. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive the next video. Bye.